Hello everyone, this is Wanil of Bazi the Code, and we talk about the Sizu Bazi, the four pillars of destiny, the eight letters of destiny, and um, today I'm going to talk about the subject is what the heck is Bazi? A lot of people are curious about what the Bazi is. Like some say that it's the Eastern astrology something. It's compared to the Western astrology, and Chinese people or Oriental people use this to figure out what will happen, what choice the people should have in a certain period. So a lot of things are known and a lot of things are advertised to people. The Bazi is kind of a very mythic and oriental stuff. But um, as a person studying Bazi and doing consulting with this is kind of a study, not something that's mythic, legendary stuff, or some kind of spells or witchcraft stuff. It's just based on the seasons, the change of the seasons, the coldness, warmth, and dryness, and the moisturized things. So I'll do the podcast with this Bazzi thing to inform people in the Western and the people who understand English, because I'm a Korean and I use Korean, and I'm also a little bit enough to a little bit available enough to speak English. So maybe this can be inform you to know what the Bazi is. So let me tell you some things about what the Bazi is to understand how to use it, and the um, concept, the mind that it has. So let me start with what the definition of the Bazi. So what is the Bazi? Bazi. So in English, it's pronunciated as Bazi, but in Chinese, as I know, it's called as bazi. Yeah. So this means the eight letters. Um, Maybe in Chinese, it's written like this. Yeah. I don't know if this is right, but yeah, maybe I remember. Uh, I think the eight letters are like ba zi. Yeah, this means eight. This means letter. So ba zi is has a definition called the eight letters. Well, Bazi didn't come from this type himself. As a whole. Bazi was written like Su Ba Zi. This means Su means four, Zu means pillars, columns, and Ba means eight, Zu means letters. So actually, Bazi had a full name called Suzu Bazi, and this means the four columns and the eight letters. So then, where does the eight letters and the four columns come from? This kind of pillars and columns are given at birth. So, your Bazi or whoever's Bazi, it needs the birth of year, month, day, and time. So, um, and the time. This doesn't have to be accurate, because in the Oriental part, the time is divided into um, 12 parts, where 2 hour 2 hour division is applied to the time time dividing. So like during in a two during 1 a.m. to 3 a.m. This is regarded as the time of Chu, and like 3 a.m. to 5 a.m. This time is regarded as the time of Yin. So like this kind of division is applied to all parts of the time, which makes 12 parts existing in the birth of time. So your birth of year, month, day, and time makes 4 pillars of your destiny. So like let me show you how the 4 pillars are consisted. So mostly it looks like this, and this part of the column is called the year column. And this part is the month column. This part is a day column. This part is a time column. So why do we write from right to left is from the ancient China, the readings were read from right to left. So this bazi writing is also following that kind of rule. That makes the column look like from year, month, day, time, from right to left. So if someone is born in 2025 this year, the year column is filled with yi. I don't remember this word in Chinese, but in Korean it's ulsa. But in in the Chinese writing, it says it's yi shi. Yeah. So someone born in 2025 has a year column called yi shi. Yi shi. Maybe in Chinese it's like yi si. It's pronunciated like this. And if someone is born in like June, born in June, the monthly column would look like this. This is called Ren Wu, but so like in Chinese, Run Wu, yeah. And the day and time differs by the date. So all 4 kinds of columns are different by people and year. This doesn't change until the year changes, but the beginning of the year in Bazi is from February February 3rd to 4th. This is the beginning of the spring, which is defined as Ipchun in Korea, and this means the beginning of the spring, or like actually this Ip means standing or coming in, but mostly it's translated as the beginning of the spring. So from February 3rd to 4th to the next year, February 3rd to 4th, the year column doesn't change. And the monthly column, this also changes, not in the beginning of a month, but like maybe day 5 to 6 of a certain month, which means that in June, this Run Wu month actually started from June 6th, as I remember. So this monthly stem, the monthly column doesn't change until uh, June 5th, but it changes in June 6th. And after this Runwoo month, there comes Gui Gui Wei month, beginning from July 7th, as I remember. So, like, it doesn't start exactly from the first day of the month because this kind of division is based on the solar amount and the degrees of the sun that is getting into sunlight getting into the earth. So the moment that of a monthly change does not is not fixed on the first day of a certain month. So that's another feature of bazi. And also each columns are divided into two parts. The upper part is called, but let me draw the columns again. So the chart, the bazi chart looks like this, and the upper part of the chart is called the stems. In Chinese, it's written like this, and the lower part of the chart is called the branches. So it looks like it looks like this. So in Chinese, it's this part is in Korean we call it kan, and this part we call it in Korean ji. However, we mostly call this a kanji. Yeah, and that means the stem and the branches. Actually, the stems are in a full name, the heavenly stems, which means that this is sort of translated into the sky or the heaven. And oh, sorry, like this part is the branch. I wrote the wrong Chinese. The branch is like, yeah, this looks like this, and since it had a heaven, we call this the earthly branches is here. So this is called the 천간, and this is called the 지지, which means the heavenly stem and the earthly branch. So every chart has its the upper part and the lower part, and the upper part is called the heavenly stems. The lower part is called the earthly branches. And inside the earthly branches, we have something called Qi Tang Kan, which means the stems that are buried inside the earthly branches. Like there's this, yeah, so this means the earthly, and this means the stems, and tang here is called is written like I don't remember exactly the part, but yeah. Or something like this. So like it's buried. This means it's buried inside this earthly branch. So stems, heavenly stems, and earthly branches, and the hidden stems are composing a single chart. So I think this is more kind of simple than the astrology chart, because in the astrology chart it has 12 zodiac signs, 12 houses, and 7 planets, right? Like sun, moon, Mercury, and Mars, Saturn. What was that? It's not Saturn and Jupiter, yeah, and Venus, right? So like, yeah, 7. And Stems. In stems, there are 10 different kinds of stems, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So these stems are actually grouped into 5 different types of elements. I'll talk about it later in another podcast. And this is the wood. These two are in the group of fire. These two are in the earth. These two are in metal. These two are the aqua. So in Korean, it's 갑을, 병정, 무기, 경신, 임계. But in Chinese, it's pronunciated like jia, yi, bing, ding, wu, ji, geng, xin, run, gui. So there are 10 different kinds of stems. And also in the branches, there are 12 different kinds of earthly branches, which there are starting from Zi, Chou, Yin, Mao, Chun, Shi, Su, Wu, Wei. What's this? Sin, Shin, Shen, Shun, Yu, Su, Hai. Hai? Hey? I don't know the exact pronunciation. This is Zi, Chu, Yin, Mao, Chun, Su, Wu, Wei, Shun, Yu, Su, Hai. So there are 12 different kinds of branches and 10 different kinds of stems. This makes, in a total, 60 different kinds of the stem and the branch combination. But someone might say, why does this have 60 different kinds? Because there are 10 stems existing and 12 different kinds of branches existing, which makes, in a total, 120 types of the stem and the branch combination. However, in those kind of questions, I can say that it has an order. So starting from Jia Zi, Yi Chou, Bing Yin, Yi Ding, Ding Mao, and it goes on. And after the 59 and the 60, 60th combination goes Gui Hai. And after this, the Jia Zi starts again. So until this combination, there are 60 different kinds of combination existing in the stem and the branch. Yeah, in the branch combination. So you have to know that 60 different kinds of columns exist. And after this, then what is Chinese zodiac? I think I have to explain that. Chinese zodiac. Many people know about and heard about the Chinese zodiac. Like, what's your zodiac in Chinese? And mine is like, since I'm born in 1990, I have this zodiac as Geng Wu, which means it has the white horse. So where did white come from? I'll tell you about it later. Just today, you have to just admit it and just listen and carry on. From podcast to another one, I'll explain it later. So let me tell you in another podcast, and let's move on. Uh, so, like as I said before, the orders starting from Jia, Zi, and Yi, Chou, something. It goes on like this. So after this, if someone is born in 1991, after Geng Wu, Xin Wei comes after this combination. So it goes on like this. In the chart, the yearly stem changes from year to year. So if someone is asking you what your Chinese zodiac is, you have to look on the first, the year column, which shows your zodiac. And these stems, they are represented as animals, but those kind of animal, it comes from a myth where 12 different, actually 13 different animals had a race in ancient times. And I told you 12 different kinds of branches. Z is the mouse or the rat. Chou is ox. Yin is tiger. Mao is rabbit. Chun is dragon. Su is snake. Wu is horse. Wei is sheep. Shen is monkey. Yu is chicken, rooster. Su is a dog. And Hei is a pig. And then after this, there was a cat. And this rat or mouse, he told this cat that the race was postponed to another day. So it's not held on the day that it was announced, which made the cat sleep in the racing day. And also this rat told a lie to the ox, I'll be the lighthouse to you, or some kind of like monitoring. I'll be the monitor to you if someone is coming, some other animal is coming. And then right before the finish line, the mouse was like riding on the ox's body. And then when the ox got close to the finish line, the rat jumped over and took the first place. That was the myth. But mostly, I don't use the animal thing in interpreting the bazi. I'll show you why this is wrong in another podcast. But so mostly people, if someone asks the Chinese zodiac, you can tell them as a animal. But this kind of stuff is not much used in these days. Actually, that's not kind of a logic or a scholarship stuff. Like think about it. Like if you're represented as an animal, like if I'm represented as an animal, horse. Yeah, I'm the white horse. My Chinese zodiac is white horse, and someone will say, "Oh, then you can be fast, or maybe you can like playing." Like I can't agree with that. I do my work from like 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. I'm not that kind of free. I don't like playing. I should do my work. I have a lot to do. Why do you say that? We can't agree with that kind of animal based interpretation. So these days, I don't use, not me, but every other people, they don't use much about the animal based interpretations. So you have to know about that. And in early times in China, zodiacs were used to figure out the roots and the base of a person's background and family stuff. Like this kind of thing goes back to a history kind of site. If so, in a in the bazi chart, this part is where your root family uh, background comes from. This part shows and this part tells you your ancestors. So in the ancient times, people only saw two persons year column, and if these kind of uh, columns they match in somehow match in the stem and the branch thing, they thought that this is the best relationship, which were many time used as a marriage uh, marriage relationship compatibility. So like if these parts were gathered, then people regarded this as the best relationship. However, if these parts or these parts were kind of collision and the stems like get kind of are against to each other, they these parts were that kind of relationship were very bad. So every 6 years, the branches get a collision, but these days this doesn't kind of fits in. So that kind of interpretations are old stuff, old fashioned stuff. So you can just like ignore it. And from the 18th century, most people use the monthly branch and the daily stem or the daymaster. This part is also known as the daymaster. They use the combination of the daymaster and the monthly branch to interpret this kind of bazi chart. So you have to know that only by using the Chinese zodiac or the interpretation based on the yearly column is not exactly correct in these days. Why is that interpretation is wrong? This part is based on the constellations and the planet change. So like there's orbit in each planets, and the yearly step yearly column is representing the planet's orbit and the constellation stuff, which means that the Earth has an axis. So this kind of axis changes the degrees and the place of the Earth, which makes the constellations change in their spots. So like way before every 1,000 years, the constellations, the zodiacs in the western part, they change. The area that they are observed changes, which means that the Earth is changing. So the yearly column, the interpretations based on the yearly column also is changing if the year goes. So that makes the translation based on the yearly column having a low accuracy in the interpreting some person's destiny. So from now on, you have to focus on the monthly branch and the daymaster. Okay? Yeah. So today I brought this today. Yeah, that's up for today. So maybe next time I can tell you another thing about the bazi. This was my first podcast. I'll try to be more fluent and use more exact English words. It's my first time. I got a little bit nervous, kind of a oh, it's my first time. How should I do? But I think I'll get better. So just please keep in touch and maybe enjoy my podcast, other kind of uploaded videos like podcast stuff. Um, so that's it for today. Let me see you. Please come to see me on the next podcast. Thank you. Bye bye.